I got me a little flashlight, so I'm happy being in the dark, I'm sitting there thinking, it'd be kind of cool to be on bicycles going up and down the road in these little bicycle lanes. You know, if it starts to get icy and snowy, maybe like hook a good wagon or something to the back where you can put your kids in or whatever. Make sure you'll bundle them up, because you're not going to have no heat or anything, or even air conditioning or any kind of thing on a bicycle. You're open to the elements. Some of those countries actually put like roofs on their bicycles or kind of keep the rain off or whatever. Maybe get some umbrellas for your kids to hold on to in the wagon or whatever. But as long as you're not using no electricity or natural resources, you're doing all right. Because you want to really save those for like the politicians and the media, those people that can fly in a private jet over your head while you're on your bicycle, or that politician that can drive by in her motorcade, while you're pedaling on your way to work or whatever you're doing, making sure your kids are, trying to be out of the elements, considering you got some kind of good heat source at your house, you don't really, natural gas heat and all that stuff, it might get it kind of expensive, but you don't want to worry yourself too much about that, because we basically want to be happy with as little as possible. So those people, like the politicians and the media and the people at those bank elite levels, have what they need and want, I think that's a good thing, And then other than that, if a company is funding a politician's campaign or some media, conglomerate funding a politician's campaign, really got to make sure that they don't pay any extra taxes, Now, these other companies that are paying people's wages and giving them paychecks, they may be just rich enough to where we need to tax them. It might make their product have to go up to a higher price, and it might have to absorb the cost, paying labor and all that stuff. But I mean, they'll still be reasonably rich, you know what I mean? But anybody in the media, you don't want to tax them, okay? Because they're the ones that help us know what's going on and what to think, And you don't want to be thinking for yourself over here with this misinformation, and you don't want to have all the information in front of your face, because that's too much to choose from. Really, it is. You need to have somebody to look at it and just tell you. And then if if you want to believe what your channel on the TV tells you, you don't want to be watching the channels they don't like, because you don't want to listen to more than one person, too much, because that might make you confused. And you want to feel secure and happy with just believing one thing. You know what I mean? So just everything else that is just misinformation, and having too many choices, like a big menu, is kind of confusing anyway, and it's one of those things that I basically think that if nobody has cars and everybody's driving bikes, there'll be less drive-bys. And then you can look at like guns. Now, I think they're scary looking guns. We can just call them assault rifles or something. They're scary looking. But the old thinking on it was just fully automatic was a machine gun that the military has, and basically citizens don't have a fully automatic gun. Then you got a semi-automatic gun that'll shoot one bullet with a trigger pull, and you know, with a fully automatic, and just release them all with one pull of the trigger. And then you got a single shot, you put a bullet in or whatever. And you know, basically, you know, if somebody's going to be working hard and making money and riding their bike to work and stuff, they really don't need to have a gun to defend themselves, because there's going to be people out there that might want something that, you know, that you worked for. And you need to make sure that you lower your status in this world so they can come get your stuff. And you know, if there's a gun involved, that person that breaking the law wanting to take your stuff might actually have a gun while you're abiding by the no gun laws or whatever. And you wouldn't want confusion. You wouldn't want to have a legal gun to fight that illegal gun. That would be kind of, you know, confusing. And then, so I kind of think that really only those people, like the politicians, need protection, and people in the media that tell you what to think and how you feel at that time, you know, basically need protection. You know how it is when somebody says, "Oh, you're just being crazy. You're just being crazy." You know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. You know, that when somebody tells you that, you know, only if they're the media, you know, or a politician. So, you know, I'll have to think a little bit more in the dark about these things, you know, but talk to you later.